Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a new Espresso live show called Yumi Go Digital with me, um, Jean-Pierre Watt, and Aaron.
Aaron, yes.
Yes. So, in this live show, we will talk about digital, um, like what contents in the digital era. So, yeah. So, first, can you present yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Aaron Taravaki, and currently working for HSC Digital. So we specialize mainly in digital stuff, mostly websites, um strategies to be online and to build your online presence to get more audience or clients or people that you want to work with. And so today we are happy to be here with Espresso and to help, bring more of this awareness into to all of you out there, and hopefully this will help to give you an idea of how you can be present online with your businesses or whatever you want to do. So yeah, again, thank you to Espresso for having us here, and we're looking forward to be sharing this moment with you all.
So, yeah. My name is Jean-Pierre Watt, and I am working for Next Limited, which is a creative agency specialized in communication and contents. Um, we are doing the Espresso magazine too, which is available in all of Obermarché and other companies. Um, and we created the crowdfunding platform Raise. Um, and yeah, so now we will start. The topic of today will be, why do I need to be online? So yeah, the first question will be, what is online visibility?
Yeah, thank you, Jean-Pierre. I think just to give a brief summary of what online visibility is. So when you say that when you're talking about online visibility, it's a lot of things. It can be any form of social media. It can be a website. Even when you're calling someone through a phone, you're using a digital communication, and so there's so many different ways to be online. But so today we're mainly focusing in terms of websites, social media, ways to get people engaged with your content or with your business and your products and your services. So being online visibility is when you have a website or social media platforms where you share about your products or your services.
And like, what are the benefits of being online? Uh,
Yeah.
Nowadays.
So there are a few things that you can benefit from being online. So first of all, there is a recent study that almost 97% of people or customers first go to the internet to find about a business or a service or a product. And so that's a very big percentage in terms of the whole world. So everyone is often on Google or Facebook or wherever to search for a business, because nowadays we're driven by digital influence. And so everyone is thinking that everything should exist online because we're in 2022, obviously. And so having this online presence is very, very important for your business. And also, when you have this online presence, you're more likely to build a bigger audience than being on a shop. Because when you're on the web, you're talking to like billions of people, not just 1,000. You're talking to billions of people. So you're likely to have more clients or future customers.
So, yeah, I have one question about creating a website. No? Um, like, if I was someone that just started a small business and wanted to make publicity and let people know that I'm online now,
Yeah.
and I wanted to create a website, like how should I start? What should I do?
Yeah. That is a good question, and I think there's a lot of people out there with thinking twice about it all the time. It's because it all comes down to costs. How are you going to do it? So there are a few ways. When you say to build your website or social media or whatever, you can use this. There's lots of different ways. You can either hire a professional like myself to build a website for you, or you can go to there are like some platforms online which are called CMS platforms, and it's quite easy, intuitive, very user friendly for anyone with no knowledge of how to build a website or whatsoever can easily use it to build their online presence. So it's quite they've made it so simple that almost anyone can go into the web and build their own website. Like as for that, I think it's still important that you seek advice to professionals, because once you start building something, you will stumble into something that you're not sure of. So getting seeking advice from professionals, it will actually help to enhance the way you build and structure.
So yeah, you still don't rush into it, no? You need to
Yeah. So
you need advices
it's
from
because
other
when
professionals.
you're thinking of building an online presence, it's not just about building. It's you have to think through the whole process before starting to build.
Yeah.
And if you're making a business, you don't think of how people will see you online. All you think is that you just want to have a website, but that doesn't really work like that. So you need to. There's a process in which we have to think before building. And if you don't have any experience in building website, you don't think like that. All you want is like, I just want an online presence, but you don't think of the process before
Yeah.
building the website, because you have to put everything in place, your strategy, how you want to attack it, like who are you tackling. So that you need a professional to help you narrow down your audience, because
Okay.
again, well, the web has billions of users, but with your service or product, you might only have a specific type of audience that will be using your product or your services. So it's very, very important that you have someone in there to guide you through the beginning. So once you launch your online presence, you're likely to have very engaging content with the people that you're trying to target.
Okay. Okay. Um, so yeah, while you're doing the process of building your website, there's something called CMS and JavaScript. Can you tell us what's the difference?
Yes. So CMS, it's a short form of content management system, and it is a online platform. Well, I say a, but actually CMS is a very general name for so many different types of online platforms that you can build a website. So I think the easiest way to sort of bring this down to people who don't know what CMS is that if you've used Microsoft Word or any of these softwares in your computer, it's basically a drag and drop page builders that there's so many companies that have made, and you can use it to easily build a website without coding. So this is just a drag and drop. So you build a website without knowing any knowledge of coding. So it's very simple. They've made it so simple that almost anyone can build without so much experience. So it's a very easy, intuitive, user-friendly, simple. They've made it to even to people who don't have enough education to be able to use these things.
So like an example, I could say
So
Elementor.
Elementor is a page builder, so that they've made to link with WordPress. So WordPress is the CMS platform, and Elementor is a page builder. So it's not really. So Elementor is not really a CMS, but it's mainly a plugin that you use to build any website. So yeah, it's just a plugin that you use to because there's different user-friendly web pages that you can use, and so there's so many different types of page builders, and Elementor is one of them. But WordPress is one of the CMS platform. There's Wix, there's Square, there's Palestine. So there's so many different types online CMS platforms that you can use to build your website.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and also just to touch a bit on JavaScript because you asked.
Yeah.
The JavaScript is an object-oriented programming language, and it's when you go to a website that doesn't have a JavaScript, it's not very attractive or it's not sexy. That's how you would say it in terms of if I'm building a website. Then if you want your website to be sexy, then you kind of need or attractive, because when your website is attractive, you keep the audiences. JavaScript basically is a very interactive programming language. So when you enter a website and things are moving, like there are some animations on your website, that is JavaScript. So mainly when you start building a website, you use mainly HTML and CSS, which you guys don't need to understand all these things, but I'm just mentioning it. But JavaScript is another programming language that helps to bring in all these cool effects that you have. So whenever you're on a website, when you click on things and things are moving, that is JavaScript. JavaScript helps to make your website interactive with the user. And nowadays, the users find online presence engaging when it is interactive. If things are if you scroll on a website and things are just staying still, it's not that appealing for many people. People like animations nowadays, like effects. So once they start saying these things, they are engaged straight away with your presence.
Okay. So like, if I want to start creating a website, I should start by using CMS, and then along the way learn about JavaScript and coding, right?
So basically, you don't really have to learn all these coding languages. It's really to help you customize some things if you want to. But even with the CMS platform, you still have the ability to do all these effects. So like I said, all these CMS platforms have made it so easy for everyone to use. So now you can create like cool effects just with the CMS platforms, because all these CMS platforms have all the codes in it already. So they've already created everything for you, and you can just easily create effects, animations with the CMS platforms. You don't have to put in your own code to add the effects.
Okay. Yeah. So about the cost
Yeah.
of creating a website.
So just to be clear with that, so with the CMS platforms, for instance, there's a CMS platform called Wix, and with Wix, you can easily build a website for free. Yeah, they can host the website for you on Wix. It's a very easy, interactive CMS platform that you can use, and it doesn't really they don't have a cost. But so when you build a free website with any of the CMS platform, they have the extension of the domain name attached to your website. So for instance, if you say you want to build a website that's called Jean-Pierre Watt, you cannot have your domain name as just Jean-Pierre Watt. You still have Jean-Pierre Watt.wix. So they have the extension name because it's for free, so they need to have the name on the website. But if you buy your own domain name, which there's a few places that offers this service that you can buy any domain name, and I think some of them, I remember, it's like 800 Batu or something for like a month, or there's some of them which is like 700 Batu for a month. These are monthly basis fees that you pay to host the domain names in these platforms, and I think that's one of the costs, is to pay for your domain name. And there's another cost where if you want to pay for a professional to build your and like in terms of cost, it varies between what you're looking to build. So there are a few different types of online presence platform that we can build. So that there's social media, we can do social media. There's a website, and when you talk about the website, there are a few things that you can sort of narrow it down to. So there is web development, there is web designing, and there is like e-commerce. There is just a showcase website. So there are a few different types of websites that you can ask or want to build. And depending on that, the agency or the professional that you're going for can sort of narrow it down to something that can be affordable, or in terms of I think most of the time the professionals are trying to talk with the client and to see what their expectations are and in terms of their budget, and to bring down to something that it's affordable to them.
Okay. So depending on your service, you don't need a specific website. Website to work to a specific platform. Sorry, to work on your website.
So I think for me that there are a few different CMS platforms. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, CMS platforms.
Yeah, CMS platform.
So there are a few different CMS platforms out there, and I think the one that stood out for me, and this is what I've been using for most of my experience, is WordPress. I would, if anyone were to build a online presence, I would highly recommend WordPress. And the fact that I'm highly so, we have about a population of 7 billion people or something around the whole world, and it's almost 65% of websites around the whole world are on WordPress. Now, why is that? So, with WordPress, you actually have a lot of plugins. So, plugins are essentially different ways to enhance your website. So, in terms, when you have these options to connect more things to your website, you're more likely to help your customers come in and find the types of things that they want to use in your website. So WordPress is actually one of the best platforms yet, and it's still rising up. Like the percentage, it's still going up. There's more and more users going towards WordPress, and with all these other CMS platforms, they're all like dropping down. So it's very like important to sort of put that out there. No, of course there are some other like CMS platform that could be cheaper, but it doesn't give you the full ability or potential that WordPress has to offer. And if you want to stand out in this big world, you need a good platform, and I highly recommend WordPress for that because it's user friendly. And nowadays, Google recently, or 2 years ago or so maybe, so they've introduced a new analyzing system where they go into each website. Before, so back in the days, it used to be Google goes and they analyze a website from a desktop version. But nowadays, their first thing to do is analyze the phone version, because now everybody has a smartphone and your website has to be optimized with a phone. And if your website is not optimized with the phone, Google will not rank your website. So you're likely to drop in terms of ranking in Google search because your phone is not, your website is not user friendly for the phones. So Google has made that recently. So now you have to make sure that anything that you build, it has to be user friendly with the phone.
Yeah, because sometimes when you scroll on a website, it can be cut, or an image can.
Yes, and Google is not a friend for that.
Okay. So yeah, about the user friendly for phone and desktop.
So I think it's with that question, I think it's quite important that whichever CMS platform that you're planning to use to build your website, you have to make sure that your phone is well customized in terms of the phone, because nowadays everyone is walking around with a phone, and almost everyone is accessing your online presence through their phones nowadays, because it's very accessible wherever you go, and so everyone is often on their phone. So they're often browsing through the web or any sort of social media platform to find your business. So if you're going to build something, I would recommend that you go with WordPress.
Okay. Well, yeah, now you guys know if you want to build a website, go on WordPress, the easiest platform, to build your website. So, yeah. So I think we're gonna end this by thanking you for all this information. I think this will help a lot of people on how to build a website and how to start and the benefits. And yeah,
it's a pleasure to be here and to be sharing all this information. I think everybody deserves to know a bit more about this. Also, I heard that you'll be making some tutorials soon.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna by next week. You guys can watch the tutorials about how to use simple tutorials about how to use CapCut, for example, how to post it on TikTok.
What is CapCut?
CapCut is editing app.
Yeah.
You can do anything in CapCut, videos, photos. Like if you wanted to do a simple 30 seconds or 1 minute video
Yeah.
for your, let's take for example, your resort, you can use CapCut and just on your phone.
Oh, so
It's not available in desktop.
but
So
it's quite good because you can just be anywhere and do
yeah,
what
yeah, you can
create your video and
So like
that's great.
for locals that want to do simple video for their resorts and business, yeah, they can use
And are
CapCut.
you making these tutorials in Bislama or English?
Well, I will do it in Bishlama, of course, because
Oh, that's great news for all the users out there. So
yeah,
look
we'll
forward
be
to that. It's
together.
coming up soon. So
Yeah, coming up so next week, hopefully. So yeah, thank you everyone again for listening to me and Aaron. I hope you guys,
well, we hope that you learned something from
yeah,
today, and
yeah,
hopefully it will give you an idea of what it's like to be online and how to move forward with that.
be sure to follow us every Monday afternoon, 6 p.m. So yeah, so next Monday we will be here again at 6 p.m. and hope to see you guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.